Hi everyone! Here is your first art project of the school year. I want to introduce you to an artist named Christoph Niemann. He is an artist who uses everyday objects plus his own drawings to create interesting works of art. Explore each picture. Can you tell where the actual object is and where the drawing is? Let's look at some together. Let's look at this first one here. Can you tell where the drawing is and where the object is? If you guessed the shoe, you're right. That's the everyday object, and the rest is a drawing that he created. Let's go to this one. Can you tell where the everyday object is? If you guessed right here, you're right. That's an avocado. The rest is a drawing of a baseball player. What about this one? If you guessed right here, you're right. This is some headphones, and he turned the picture into a mosquito. Ooh, you can even see some little blood drops there. Let's take a look at this one. Ooh, can you tell what the objects are? They're highlighters. He added some Star Wars characters to the highlighters. Look at this one here. Can you tell what the object is? Looks like it's a little tea bag, and he turned that into a chef. Ooh, this is a pretty intense one. I wonder how he created this one. It looks like the object is a big hammer, and he added a person to it. Wow, that looks like he's a really long leg. He's kicking something. And finally, this one's pretty simple. It's a comb that he turned into a car. These are so fun. Here's his art making process. First, he starts by searching for an everyday object in his house. He usually finds something pretty simple, like a sock. Next, he places his object on a white piece of paper. Then, he uses his creative brain. What does the object remind him of? How could he turn that object into something else? What needs to be added by his own drawing to make this picture come to life? He uses his coloring supplies, and he adds the drawing to the object. He adds lots of details to make his picture come to life. He takes a photograph of his final work of art, and that's his final finished art. It's a dinosaur made out of a sock. If you click here when the video is over, you can see another video of some examples of some artists creating these themselves. Here's some tips for creating your own. Find only one or two objects, not more than that. Let your drawing have half of the attention. So for example, in this picture, the student turned a little clothespin clip into a bird, and it looks like they put a little tiny bracelet there. This picture though, it gets a little bit too messy. There's too many objects. It looks like they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 objects, and they didn't add any drawing at all. It's just the objects. It's a little bit hard to understand what's going on, so keep it simple. Add lots of color and detail with your markers, not just one line or shape. Also, don't just draw with a pencil. So this student added a lot of color, lots of details. It looks like they turned this little paint roller into a rocket ship. This one, they only really added some hair there. I think they could have added a little bit more detail to that one. Keep your area clean when you take your photograph of your final art. Don't have any random objects in the background. If you do have random objects in the background, you could also edit your photo by cropping out some unnecessary details. This is a pretty clean picture. No details in the background, it's just the drawing. This one, I can see some glue sticks and a Sharpie and a basket and a CD and some other random stuff. It gets kind of distracting from the picture. Finally, use your imagination to turn that object into something completely new. For example, when a paintbrush becomes something unexpected, like a dress, it's more interesting than a paintbrush just next to a normal paint palette. So try and turn that paintbrush into something new. Here's a couple more examples of Christoph Niemann's art. So exciting. This is a giraffe. This is a person reading a newspaper. And two final examples. Looks like a man with a really stubbly chin beard, and another person looks like they're taking a photograph from their camera. All right, it is your turn to start. So let's remember the process. And if you need to see an example, click here in your assignment, find the slideshow, click here, and you can see some examples of some artists creating their own. When you're finished, post your finished photograph of your final creation in your Google Classroom or your Seesaw page. I cannot wait to see what you guys create.